Hi, thank you for joining us in this episode of Sports Bets for Free. My name is Scott Jenkins, your host, just a local sports bettor here in Phoenix, Arizona. And hopefully today with our picks and your picks, it's going to be another profitable day for you. College football, the rest of college football, week 7. We're giving you a couple of early games. There was a Tuesday game, Wednesday game, Thursday game. We're going to do Friday and Saturday to finish up the week for you here for college football. 3 games on the slate tonight. Tulane, Memphis. Memphis 5.5 point dog at home on that one there. 55 total. Tulane, pretty damn good team though, so we'll see what happens in that one. We do not have a play on that game, so we currently are on the pass mode. Next game up, Fresno State, Utah State. At Utah State, Fresno State currently about a 4.5, 5 point favorite, depending on what book you're at. Total of 55. That number has come down. 55.5, or it was 57.5 a few days ago on that one there. Utah State does give up, their games normally end in overs. I believe they're 5-1 to the over side this year. Fresno State normally goes under, even though they're the better team. They just got a good quality defense. They can put up some points on that. But we do like this game on the total side. We do like Fresno State over, and Fresno State, Utah State, over 10.5 total first quarter, over 27.5 total first half, and over 55.5 total for the game. So one more time, Fresno State, Utah State, over 10.5 total first quarter, over 27.5 total first half, and over 55.5 total for the game. The next Friday game is Stanford, Colorado. At Colorado. I think Colorado's probably going to run shot over Stanford, but 11.5 slot for Colorado to cover as well. So, this is not, it's still a Pac-12 opponent. It's still Stanford. It's the Friday night game, 7 o'clock. It's the late game as well. 7 o'clock out here west. So what's that mountain time? 8 o'clock? I mean, they're going to be playing until midnight on there. So, but we are staying away from that game. We'll get into the Saturday games. First game of the shoot, Syracuse, Florida State. Florida State, 17.5 point favorite at home, 55 total. We do like Florida State here quite a bit. Florida State minus 6.5 first quarter. Florida State minus 9.5 first half. And Florida State minus 17.5. So one more time, Florida State minus 6.5 first quarter, minus 9.5 first half, and minus 17.5 for the game on that one there. Next game up, Ohio State, Purdue. We're lines at 19, total at 52. We're staying away from that game. That could be a look-ahead game for Ohio State as they do play Penn State next week. Another 9 o'clock out here west game, Arkansas, Alabama. Line's been around 19, now to 20 today. A total of 47. That's also going to be a stay-away game for us. I don't know if Alabama can beat most teams by 20, so kind of unique there. I mean, if we were going to lean, we'd probably put the points in our pocket. Georgia, Vanderbilt. Georgia currently 31.5 point favorite at Vanderbilt, 56.5 total. We're staying away from that one. Indiana, Michigan. Michigan at Michigan, 34 point favorite. They tend not to cover the big number. We're going to stay away from that one as well. Michigan State, Rutgers. We're going to look at this game a little bit more. Currently, we don't have anything on it. The line did move. Rutgers currently a 4.5 point favorite. It came off the 5 number. Total 39.5. Rutgers has played pretty well, I think, all season long. They've covered quite well. They tend to beat up the bad teams, and they tend to stay with the good teams, or at least make it interesting enough to cover on that one. So we will take another look at that game, so make sure you check out the Google Sheets at the end of the episode, and you'll be able to follow along with us if we make some plays there. Georgia Southern, James Madison, we're going to pass. Iowa State, Cincinnati, though, we are going to play, and we're attacking the total here. Spread's currently 5, Cincinnati 5 point favorite at home. This total line, though, has came down, so I would recommend doing the alternate total and taking the under, but we do love Iowa State. We had it at 45. It's currently around 43.5. But Iowa State under 10.5 total first quarter. Iowa State, Cincinnati under 22.5 total first half. And Iowa State, Cincinnati under 45. It's a weird stat, but when the Cyclones are less than a 7-point favorite or dog, it's like 90% of their games go under. So when there tend to be bigger favorites or dogs, their games go over. But in these tight games, it seems like they get really conservative. They play pretty good defense. They didn't play. They tried to play good defense against Oklahoma, but we've seen how hard that can be. But we do like the under in that game. So Iowa State under 10.5 total first quarter. Iowa State under 22.5 total first half, and under 45 for the game. On that Iowa State Cincinnati game. So next game up, Kent State Eastern Michigan is going to be a pass for us. Temple North Texas a pass. Toledo Ball State a pass. 11 o'clock out here, 2 o'clock Eastern. Navy at Charlotte. Navy currently a 3-point favorite. Power rankings wise, though, favors Charlotte in this game by quite a bit. And getting 3 in this one, so we're going to hop on top of this. Charlotte plus a half first quarter. Charlotte plus a half first half. And Charlotte plus 3 for the game. So one more time, Charlotte plus a half first quarter and first half, and then plus 3 for the game. California, Utah, we're going to we'll pass on that one there. I think Utah wins right around 2 touchdowns, so that number is pretty close to point. 12:30 out here, probably the biggest game of the day, and so far this season, Oregon at Washington. Washington are currently a 3.5-point favorite, 66.5 total. This line just did go up here yesterday from earlier in the week when it was 2.5. And when it was 2.5, we couldn't help ourselves with Washington. Washington, offensively wise, I think is the best team in the country. They didn't show it necessarily, maybe in the last game against going to Arizona, but this game is at home. Going to have that home crowd. If this game was in Eugene, I'd probably have to pick Oregon here because I just think home field makes the difference on this particular game. You got two good damn teams. I think Penix Jr. is a better overall passer than Bo Nix, but I think they come out with maybe a few more creative runs on the Oregon side. Both defenses, I feel, are about equal. I think the difference here is home field advantage, and that's why we love the Huskies here. So we took Washington minus a half first quarter, Washington minus a half first half, and Washington minus 2.5 for the game. I still like it at the 3. I think they're going to win by a touchdown, but Washington minus a half first quarter, Washington minus a half first half, and then Washington minus 2.5 for the game on that particular matchup. And that should be a barn burner, and we'll definitely be watching that one from start to finish. Illinois, Maryland 13.5-point favorite, 51.5 total. We are going to be a pass on this one. Texas A&M and Tennessee, 3-point favorite for Tennessee and 55 total. I don't know how you can trust Tennessee against anybody, or you can trust Texas A&M against anybody. So it's going to be a pass on that one. Kansas, Oklahoma State. We're going to look at this one a little bit more as well, but if we had a lean, it would be Kansas. But Okie State's played really well at home. So we'll take a look at that one again. So make sure, like I mentioned before, check out those Google Sheets. BYTCU is going to be a pass. Florida, South Carolina is going to be a pass. Akron and Central Michigan for us is going to be a pass. Miami, Ohio, Western Michigan a pass. Troy and Army is going to be a pass. Bowling Green, Buffalo a pass. UMass and Penn State's going to be a pass. 41-point favorite there. It's not that I don't think Penn State can beat them by 100, but this is definitely going to be a look-ahead spot for Penn State, I believe, as they, like I said, they do play Ohio State next weekend. Florida Atlantic, South Florida is going to be a pass. Wake Forest, Virginia Tech, we're going to pass on this one. We do have a 1 o'clock slate game out here, 4 o'clock East. Iowa at Wisconsin. Iowa currently a 10-point dog. Total of 34.5. Wow. Okay, so we do like this game, and we like both sides, and we love having the points in our pocket for a low-scoring game. So we're going to take Iowa plus 2.5 first quarter, Iowa plus 5.5 first half, and Iowa plus 10 for the game. We also like the over here as the overs in the Iowa game have been hitting quite a bit just because the number's so low. I think they're still going off of last year's numbers, and people continue to bet the unders on Iowa and get stung. So Iowa over 7.5 total first quarter. Iowa, Wisconsin over 18.5 total first half, and Iowa, Wisconsin over 34.5 total for the game. So we'll give you that game one more time. Iowa plus 2.5 first quarter, Iowa plus 5.5 first half, Iowa plus 10 for the game. We also like the over 7.5 total first quarter, over 18.5 total first half, and over 34.5 total for the game. Iowa offensively has played better than they have in the past. Wisconsin was supposed to be more of a spread offense with Luke Fickell. That has not come to fruition as of yet. Iowa can put up points. Wisconsin can put up a little bit. Can put up some points as well. Both defenses are definitely solid defenses. Big Ten defenses. I don't think they do well against a ton of speed, but against the opponent here, where it's going to be smash mouth football, I definitely think both sides defensively can hang in there, no problem at all. And that 10 points, it's too big a number. If the number was a touchdown, I think we got something to talk about. But when the number's at 10, yeah, it's just way too many points to pass up on that particular matchup. So Ohio, Northern Illinois is a pass. UNLV, Nevada is a pass. San Jose, New Mexico State pass. Louisville, Pitt pass. Auburn, LSU pass. Next game up, 4 o'clock out here. West, 7 o'clock Eastern. Arizona going to Washington State. Washington State currently a 7.5-point favorite. This line's been at 8.5 all week. Came down yesterday. That's when we decided to hop on. I don't think you're going to get better than 7.5. Arizona has played great. No question about it. But USC sometimes is not the hardest place to play on the road. But you go to Washington State, you're going to earn your stripes going into there. That's for sure. We love Washington State here. We just think that Arizona's played really well the last few weeks, and it's just back-to-back road games. This could be the time for a tilt. So Washington State minus 2.5 first quarter, Washington State minus 4.5 first half, and Washington State minus 7.5 for the game. So we'll give you that one more time. Washington State minus 2.5 first quarter, minus 4.5 first half, and minus 7.5 for the game. Are going to be our wagers on that one. Next game up is going to be Wyoming Air Force will be a pass for us. ULM Texas State will be a pass. Another 4 o'clock game out here, 7 o'clock Eastern. Texas Tech, 1.5-point favorite at home against Kansas State, total at 56.5. Kansas State's been allowing points at a pace they're not comfortable with. I can guarantee you that, as they pride themselves defensively. They are scoring some points offensively, but they've given up a lot of big plays. They did to Missouri. They did to Central Florida. They've done it to a lot of teams over there. And Texas Tech is home at the big play. They're playing there in Lubbock. So we love Tech, and we love the over in this one. So Texas Tech minus 0.5 first quarter, minus 0.5 first half, and minus 1.5 for the game. We also like the overs in this particular matchup. It's still at 56.5. That hasn't moved too much, but we do love Tech over 12.5. Tech and Kansas State over 12.5 total first quarter, over 27.5 total first half, and over 56.5 total for the game. So we'll give you that Texas Tech Kansas State game one more time. With Texas Tech minus 0.5 first quarter, minus 0.5 first half, and minus 1.5 for the game. We like Tech over 12.5 total first quarter, over 27.5 total first half, and over 56.5 total for the game. Marshall, Georgia State, we're going to take a pass on. Then next game up, one of the biggest games of the day as well, 4:30 p.m. out here, 7:30 East, USC at Notre Dame. Notre Dame currently 2.5-point favorite and total at 60. If you've watched USC, just bet the over. You're going to get stung a couple times this year, but that's okay because you're probably going to go about 10-2. We love USC, and we love the over in this particular matchup. I don't know how you can give Caleb Williams points. He can be beat. There's no question about that. The Notre Dame schedule has been just absolutely brutal. I mean, look at who they've played. Ohio State, Louisville. They've played all the, just in the last couple weeks, right? On that particular, they played Duke, who's another ranked team, top 25 team. And they've just been getting, they're pretty beat up at the moment, right? USC hasn't, they played Colorado, they played Arizona, but they haven't played anybody big yet. Injuries aren't as big a concern as it is for Notre Dame. So we love, like I said, we love USC in the over in this matchup. So USC plus 0.5 first half, or plus 0.5 first quarter, plus 0.5 first half, and plus 2.5 for the game. We also like the over. We took USC over 13.5 total first quarter, over 30.5 total first half, and over 60.5 total for the game. It's at 60 now. So even better. So we'll give you those USC Notre Dame picks one more time. USC plus 0.5 first quarter. USC plus 0.5 point first half. USC plus 2.5 for the game. Over 13.5 total first quarter. Over 30.5 total first half, and over 60.5 for the game. Next game up is Miami at North Carolina. Another 4:30 out here. 7:30 East. we're definitely watching the late games out here. So in the days, North Carolina currently a 3-point favorite. Miami going in North Carolina. Obviously, Miami got embarrassed last week, losing to Georgia Tech on when they should have been victory formation. Total of 56.5. North Carolina has played excellent all season long. They're pretty much going unnoticed, but we've definitely noticed them here as they've been a cover machine, and we're going to ride with North Carolina. So it's North Carolina -0.5 first quarter, North Carolina -2.5 first half, and North Carolina -3 for the game. So one more time on that North Carolina-Miami game, North Carolina -0.5 first quarter, -2.5 first half, and -3 for the game. Next, Missouri, Kentucky. This is another game we're going to take another hard look at. The line at 2.5, Kentucky at home. Missouri's played remarkably well. So, and they can throw the ball all over the yard. So we're going to take another look at that game. It's a slight Missouri lean at the moment, but it is a road game in the SEC, which always makes it tough. North Carolina State, Duke. North Carolina State, I think, played all their points last week, so we're a pass at this game currently, but we would look at the total on that one there. 5 o'clock out west, 8 o'clock Eastern. UCLA goes to Oregon State, one of the toughest places to play. It's just brutal to play there. So on that particular matchup here, that young quarterback, I just foresee problems going in there. Oregon State will control the ball with their lines on both sides of the ball. Oregon State currently 3.5-point favorite. Total currently is at 54. Which has stayed pretty steady there. We like both sides of this. We like Oregon State, and we like the over. And we think Oregon State's covering the majority of the points by themselves. Oregon State -0.5 first quarter. Oregon State -2.5 first half. And Oregon State -3.5 for the game. One more time, Oregon State -0.5 first quarter, -2.5 first half, and -3.5 for the game. And then we also say on this one we like the under on this particular matchup. I don't know why I guess we're getting the over mode here, but 54. I just don't think they're going to let UCLA score much. So we do like the under 12.5 total first quarter, under 26.5 total first half, and under 54 for the game. So that game one more time for you. Oregon State -0.5 first quarter, Oregon State -2.5 first half, Oregon State -3.5 for the game. Under 12.5 total first quarter, under 26.5 total first half, and under 54 for the game. There is a couple more games past UAB, UTSA. We're going to pass on that particular matchup. Boise State, Colorado State's another pass. And if all else fails and you're down on Saturday, here's your chance to bone up, so to speak. San Diego State goes to Hawaii in that game. We are currently at a pass on that one. I know there's a lot of people out there that definitely bet a lot of Hawaii home games when it comes to that. Some big games next week, like we mentioned. Penn State, Ohio State's definitely up there. Clemson, Miami, Utah, USC, Washington State, and Oregon. So there should be some definite barn burners, so to speak, on that particular one. But there's a couple look-ahead spots. Most of the games, though, they got big games this week and next week. Not necessarily going to be a look-ahead spot on those. So like I've mentioned a couple times before, make sure you do check out the comment section on this episode. There will be a link to the Google Sheets. This will list all of our plays, units, wager, juice, and book. We got those at, so make sure you check those out when you get a minute. I will give you a slight tutorial. There are 4 sheets currently in there. Sheet 1 is football last year. Sheet 2 is baseball this year. Sheet 3 is football this year. And Sheet 4 is basketball this year, as we have several futures placed there as well. So make sure you get a chance to check that out when you got some time. And make sure you do get subscribed and get notifications to the YouTube channel. That way, when we drop our bets, you get those first. You find them really easy by going to your subscription tab. And next thing you'll know, you'll see sports bets for free up there with a little dot next to it. Just pop in there, pops you right into the channel. It'll give you all of our bets, our best bets on the shorts. Those 15-second videos that everybody loves. Like, get to the nitty-gritty, right? So, and then we have these that have all of our plays on there. I always recommend playing, all the plays, obviously, because we do have we're trying to make money. Sometimes the biggest bets don't win, but still, a lot of times, even if those don't win, we end up profitable. So make sure you do, get a chance to check it all out. But, it's definitely important if you want to get our biggest wager bets are definitely going to be on there. And we cover all kinds of sports. We cover, college football, NFL football, baseball, basketball. We love UFC. We love Formula One, English Premier League. So we do cover quite a few different sports and have quite a few different bets going on. So make sure you get a chance to check all that out by subscribing and getting those notifications. So when you get our bets, you can match them up with your bets and give you a ton of confidence heading to that betting app or betting window. I do appreciate everybody's support as always, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode.